Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It's Friday and it is 8 o'clock. Thank you for joining us for SketchClub. I'm Shane. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you have and you're returning, thank you for coming back. As always, we are going to do a new subject matter today and we are going to sketch ourselves something. Today I've decided to use Clip Studio Paint, but you can use whatever you want. We were using Realistic Paint Studio. We should probably have a play with Affinity Photo after our recent Adobe information coming out that they're going to be using AI from everybody's computers that has Adobe. If you haven't heard about this, it's a bit of a scandal. It's pretty interesting. So in the new licensing agreement from Adobe, if you use Adobe, they're requesting to access your computer and your graphics and things that you make in order to train an AI. So you will be working for free when you make things using Adobe. And they will use that to make an AI that they'll probably then sell to you. And then after they sell it to you for like a one-off price, they'll then sell it to you for a monthly fee. So anyway, sorry, a bit of what do you call that? A bit of residual Adobe hangover there. I used to be a big Adobe fan when I was in college. Loved it back in the days before, I think, Macromedia was Flash, and I think there was different companies that owned different parts of Adobe, and it was just Photoshop, and then it was Photoshop and Illustrator, and then it got Flash, and then it became the corporate conglomerate eventually that it is today, and the one that everybody uses with the monopoly. So I was very happy when I discovered Affinity maybe 15 years ago now, 10 or 15 years ago, and started using Affinity. It was exactly the same, but it was a one-off fee, not a monthly fee. Once they moved over to that Adobe CC Creative Cloud and they charged you a monthly fee, I was not a big fan. I don't know, we have enough bills and we have so little money these days. Some people have a lot of money, but yes, not us artists. Quite often we cannot afford an extra monthly fee for what we're doing. But anyway, enough ranting on that. Today we're using Clip Studio Paint, also a one-off payment. Big fan of Clip Studio Paint. I like the way that the brush engine works. I like all the settings. I love that they have a color palette that you can mix on in the software in its own palette. I think that's really cool. Today's topic, we haven't talked about it yet. It's going to be requested, was requested last week in the Facebook group. So this week we're going to be doing kookaburras. Now, if you've never heard of a kookaburra before, that's understandable because they only live in Australia, and was requested by an Australian person. So let's have a little look at what kookaburras do, and I want to play you the sound. So this is the sound of an Australian kookaburra. Okay, so often they're called the laughing kookaburra because clearly it sounds like they're laughing. Very beautiful birds. When I was a very young little man and we were living in Queensland on the Gold Coast, we used to have kookaburras that would hang out on our back balcony, deck, whatever you want to call it, and would sit on the handrail and we would feed them by hand. And they've got very big bills, and they're also a very interesting bird because they can kill a snake. A lot of Australians know this, but maybe not a lot of other people. They have very strong beaks, and they can pick up a snake. They fly down, grab a snake off the ground, fly up to a tree and start smashing the snake against the branches and kill it. And they will eat a snake, even our venomous snakes of Australia. So kookaburras, you want to have those guys around. Keep the snakes away. Okay, so we have a collection of images which we usually give to you as a link. Now, if you want to join the chat, head on over to the Discord, oh my goodness, purple Twitch. Head on over to the Twitch, and you can get this link You can also chat in the Twitch. I will give you the link here. Now, I do believe there is chat features becoming available with some of the other platforms. Like, we are live at the moment on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So yeah, if you want to join the chat, please head over to the Twitch. Just go to twitch.tv/Stain Mucus. It's not under JR Art Lab, but you should be able to find it. Stain Mucus is just like my name, Shane Lucas, but with a couple of letters changed because I couldn't get my name. So there you go. We all know that experience. I didn't want to have 352 on the end of it, so we just played with the words till we got something. Now, the link is in the chat for the mural. Now, if you haven't heard of us before, I'm from JR Art Lab, and we do digital art workshops for anybody that's interested in developing their digital art skills. You might just want a coach, a creative coach that will help inspire you to draw things more regularly, more accountability, maybe more skill development. We provide exercises to develop certain skills that you look to develop. They can be customized using our creative coaching. Or you can join group classes. We have after school workshops. We have classes in Australia, New Zealand. We have students in America, in Canada. Oh, we have group classes in Canada too. So yeah, if you're in any of those time zones, drop us a line through any of our social medias and let us know what you're looking for, and we can steer you in the right direction, or send us a message through any of our Facebooks. Now, if you would like to request a topic, you can do that also through, on the next screen is my email. You can send me your finished pictures from today. Not finished pictures, our finished sketches. Remember, it is SketchClub. So even though we're adding color, like, you don't have to add color. You can just sketch the bird, right? You can just sketch the anatomy of the bird, or you can just sketch one part of the bird. Or whatever it is that we're sketching. You don't have to do color. It's just the way that I like to paint. I like to go straight in without kind of much of a sketch, and I sketch using the shapes rather than the outline or the contour line. It's something that people kind of discover. It's not a very conventional way, I guess, through school. You don't learn to sketch like that, but if you've never tried it before, I highly recommend. It trains your brain to look for those shapes, and that's really what we're doing. Instead of sketching with an outline, because outlines don't exist. Like, my head does not have a black line going around it. Like, yes, for cartoons and things, sure. And it also tends to flatten out the image. So, if you can paint directly on something and look for the shapes, it stops you getting caught up in, does this look like a kookaburra? Because you're just making a shape that looks like the shape. If that makes any sense, but you'll see what I mean. Okay, so let's head over to my screen and we will have a look at the kookaburras. There's my email up there if you would like to contact us. Head on over to the website too, www.jrartlab.com. Just like the email is shane@jrartlab.com. Okay, so I did put this one in. If you're a young person and you would like to, someone mentioned to me that their son is very young and wants to have a bit of a go, but he wasn't sure where to start because we were doing something that looked a bit too hard. So I've put in this one this week. If you want to have a look at maybe a step-by-step, there's something here for you with a kookaburra, sort of cartoon style step-by-step kookaburra on the side here. So the link for that mural is in the chat with our board. Anyone can view that. Okay, so here is our cool kookaburra. Kookaburra, that's really kind of funny, kind of tragic. Okay, this one's beautiful. Let's go through and see what we've collected here. They're very big. They're probably like as big as a hawk or something like that. Probably they can be about, I guess, about a bit bigger than a seagull. Most people know what a seagull looks like. Oh, look at this baby one I found. I've never seen a baby one, actually. That just reminded me why I have another favorite bird. These used to be my favorite bird when I was a little fellow, but I then grew up and as we do, we change our favorite things. So I found one of these, a frogmouth. Now these are another unique Australian bird, but I have seen something like this in Canada. That they have another type of frog mouth here, which has this big long head. But they're pretty cool. There is some kind of owl here that has like a wide mouth owl or something that's very, very similar. Okay, so let's pick some favorites out that we like. Now, I did really like, where was that? This one here. This one's really well done. It might be an AI again. You know what I'm finding? You probably are noticing this too. If you're collecting references lately, Pinterest just has so much AI in there now that you don't know if it's a painting by a person or a drawing or a sketch or a photo. It could just be a non-real. Okay, that's a very good one. Oh, I also put this cool thing in. Hang on, let me put this over here. Okay, there's the colorful one. I've got that one I want to put over there, and then we've got this close up of the feathers. They have really cool feathers, kind of like striped, like a tiger coming out of their tail. This colorful one's pretty cool. Now, this was what I thought was cool. There is a life cycle here of a kookaburra. I didn't look deep into it, but there's a hatchling, young, and kookaburra. Oh, I thought it was going to tell me ages. Okay, so the male has more blue, the female has less blue. Interesting. We learned something there. Okay. They are like a kingfisher here. We have kingfishers in Canada. That one's got a very big haircut. It's got like a fro. Okay. Okay, so this one I think we got. Did we? Yeah. Okay. Clearly I like that one. There's like 3 of them in here. So we'll get rid of that extra one there. Let's have a look at this watercolor guy. That's really nice, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, so we'll put that over there. Maybe we should play with the watercolor brushes in here. I think we had a watercolor week a few weeks ago, though. I don't know. We'll see. You know, it's always if you get a bit adventurous, you never know if the outcome's going to be. You know, experimentation increases the randomness of experimentation increases the likelihood that the end result won't be as polished. But it's very important for us as artists to experiment, to try new things, to do things in different ways. That's why there's a few videos, if you look over on our YouTube at the past sketch clubs, there's a few videos where I've painted something and it just looks pretty ordinary. Pretty average, maybe a below average even. Looks a bit bad, let's say that. This looks a bit bad, but that's okay. We can do bad paintings. That's a very interesting color. Okay. That one's... I like the lighting on this one. I like the values on that. Okay, that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. Okay. So as usual, we sort of try and cull it down to some favorites because I just sort of collect these very random and quick when I'm doing it. I like this background with the leaves. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. Bring these down. What else? This one. Thank you for joining. Okay. That was Jade. Thank you, Jade. Okay. Okay, so let's get in closer. We'll just clean this up a little bit. Shout out to Jade and all of her family in Australia. Thank you for joining today. Okay, so what... That one, I reckon that's definitely an AI. What do you reckon? But it does look pretty cool. It might be a good reference for us. I like the way that it's used these lines and colors. Like it could be something that we... Wow. Well, I did hear something very recently too about AI. Like if you paint something anatomically that's been generated by AI, if you use references, more so for things like a human than a bird, if you're using references from AI, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But you might want to check because sometimes AI does weird stuff. Like if you've played with AI and you see it, the way it renders hands, sometimes there's like extra fingers. So just be careful that, like, you know, the body pose, that the position the person is in might not be able to be really done by a human being. Like it's a computer mashing it up from things that it looked at. It's basically doing the same thing as what we do. We look at a bunch of pictures, try and analyze it, and then smash them together in some kind of way that makes a clear communication of the object that we are doing. Now I really like this one, so I think what I'm going to do is, where's that one with the great lighting? Let's put these three here at the top. The lighting on that one looks really nice. I like the blue. Now that's not going to work. Oh, it's got an extra bit around the edge, so okay, so those three I want to see visible. That one I liked the background, but not so much. That one was pretty good too. I like this pose. I like it. It's kind of non-standard. They're all very good. What are we saying? Okay, let's have a little look. Which other one do we want visible? Kookaburra. Yeah, so being that this week is a requested week, if you would like to request a topic to study next week, you can do that. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and keep these four visible in the side while we're painting, and then just sort of do something related to those four and see how we go. Okay, so we'll put this over here. We'll put that down there. Can I fit? Will it let me do 4? I think I can get rid of that bar. If you haven't used Mural before, check it out. It's a pretty good software. You can sign up for a free account. It's just a way to collect references, or you can do so many other things there. Like we use it. We have another business called Duck and Ted, and we do design, film, videography, graphics, websites, all that sort of stuff. Photography. Yeah, so if you work on websites, it's really good for putting together your site maps and things. Anything that has like a flow chart or a... Okay, so what have we got? We've got oil paint to start off with, and I've already put 2 random marks down. Do we need new colors today? We can use these blues, I think. And I think we've got some browns, and we've got some creamy... I think we can use last week's color palette, or the color palette that's here. I think it might be from last week. A lot of our classes now, if you're into Procreate, are in Procreate or iPad. Same with Nomad Sculpt, if you want to learn 3D or 3D printing things. They all can be done on the iPad or computer, like we do both. But the iPad is getting very popular. So we've got more and more people doing 3D on iPad and less doing it in Blender on the computer, which is a free software. You don't have to pay for Blender, and it just that software has just been getting better and better and better. Okay, we want a bigger brush than that. All right, so pose, let's put in a couple of extra layers here. I think I'm gonna put in Okay, let's start off with a log. Oh, we need to switch that over to the brush size. made it a little bit too high there, I think. I'm just going to blend this a little bit with the brush. Now we didn't plan on too much on the background here, but I thought, you know, like there's a blue sky kind of thing, maybe we can might have been better to have a different color, like a browny background, maybe even a bit more saturated here, still a mid-tone. There we go. Go back to here. You know what might be interesting to do in a week coming up? There's these cool trees called paperbark trees, and I don't think we have something like that here in Canada. So it might be interesting to introduce those to our Canadian fellow audience people. Okay, a little bit of a log. I don't want to get too lost in the log. We're only just sort of getting going here. What is the time? 25 past. And let's have a look at our Kookaburra's body. Okay, I think maybe we want to start with the head. No, body. Body is bigger. Let's see what we've got for color. I like that colour, looks nice. That beigey kind of colour looks like a light caramel. Now we are going to need to shrink it. I think we might want to shrink both. But let's just deal with this one for now. Okay, now I do want to see the cool tail. I think that's why I like that one, because you can see the cool tail there. Oh no. I thought I switched layers there. We'll have to go back a bit there. Alright, at least we noticed early on. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of something behind, I think. Let's have a look at... Let's try this gouache brush. What else have we got in here? Let's have a little experiment. Thin gouache brush. Oil paint, we've been using jewel filbert oil woven canvas. Impasto. Use dark subcolor. Let's try that. And then we've got light subcolor. Okay. Let's see. What? Okay, these are all giving me really funky color variations. Look, everything looks purple. And clearly it is not purple, but it is coming out purple. Should I change the blending mode of the brush somewhere? Okay, let's go back to our oil paint brush. Good old reliable brush, this one. Get some Hope you're doing well out there. I think I just messed up that bit. We want to keep that bit nice and straight, I think. Alright, we need some legs. I don't see any legs in any of the references that I have. There's no legs. Okay, there's legs there. But I think we might need to create another log so that his legs sit more normally on this log. Okay, so we'll create it using that color. And we'll go big. Hold on. I made a new layer. What happened to my new layer? Hot diggity. Okay. That's way too bright. But we can fix that up here. Now we're going to have to tie that in somehow. Okay, let's blue that off a little bit. And let's give him a grey foot. Oh, we need to go back to the bird layer, not on the... let's give it another layer. Did my music just finish? Let me just check there. Nope. Alright, that'll do. Okay, so what we're doing here, legs. Okay, we'll go some ambient occlusion, the contact shadow, maybe even a bit darker than that, because it really does not come out with this brush until you kind of work that baby in. Okay, so that's good. Let's get that color. And let's give him some variations and texture, some lumpiness. Okay, so that looks good. Alright, now we need to focus on the eye. How are we doing for time? We've got about 12 minutes to go, 11 minutes to go, and I want to put in, let's try this blue because it's a different blue than what I just had. Let's see. And clearly that's not blue, so let's try the thick oil paint blue. It's more of a... Oh, it is! I'm just on the wrong layer. Oh goodness. It's a forever problem, that problem. Do I like that better, or do I like the aqua? I think it's the aqua. Let's go back to the aqua. The greenish bluish. I think the two can mix together a little bit. Okay, let's make the wing a little bit higher. Okay, let's do a bit on the face. We kind of got a bit corded the body there. And I think we need a good eye. Let's have a look. Eyes are a big deal. Okay, so let's go into this guy. It looks a lot like our guy, actually. Okay. Let's just lock it in first. Does it feel like it's in the right spot? There was one of our reference pictures where it felt like the eye was in like a really weird spot. Beaks needs to, oh, I've done the thing. There we go, the thing's undone. Back over here. Okay. Let's go. I kind of want to try this. I don't know. Six minutes. What happened to our mural here? It just went all blurry. Why did that go blurry? Let me see if I can refresh that. That was our reference that we were using for the eye, wasn't it? Warming up? Who has time for you to warm up? Alright, let's go back to work. Alright, so I'm still not I'm not that chuffed about this background. Let's try this. That's maybe better. Please tell me I switched layers. Yes, that's better. What? We've got a problem. Where's that tree from? Oh, it's on the same layer. That's okay. Okay. We might take the tree away. Bye. You're sorry things didn't work out. Someone else will love you. It's always good to try out some stuff that may or may not work. Okay, that's feeling better. Alright, so now we need back to the bird layer. Let's go up to bird layer and let's try out this cool brush and get some. Okay, let's go back to, no, we didn't want the gouache, we want oil paint. Actually, there was a good one here. Oh, so many brush. Okay. Now let's see. Why does that look blue? What? Oh, it's eraser. That's why. It's erasing its head. We don't want to erase its head. Okay, let's go back. Let's see if we can get back to brush. That's not brush. Let's blend. Okay. Oil, woven canvas, dry. Let's have a look at this. Okay, we really need some information on this area. Alright, it is just about time, and I think we'll give ourselves a few more minutes. My girly dog has announced that it's time for Daddy to feed her, which is usually the cue. I think she has a mental watch in her brain. I'm sure if you have dogs or if you have pets out there, let us know if you think your pet also somehow can tell the time, because when it's food time, they know. Like there's no joke. Like, yep, it's now the feeding time, and I wonder how that is if you're a zookeeper. That must be really interesting to be a zookeeper and then feel, you know, oh, we usually feed the tigers about this time. Oh, we're going to be late today. I wonder if the tiger's going to rip my arm off. I'm sure they have those kinds of feelings occasionally. Let's try a little bit of this. I just want to get a bit more shape on these wings, I think. But we are out of time, and let's try a little bit. That's not right. Too saturated. Okay, sure. Too saturated. I think that's what we needed. Right, we're going to have to call it a day. Alright, so let's have a look full screen. Our Kookaburra could be a bit more detailed on that log there, but I think we did okay. I hope you had a good time at Sketch Club this week, and we look forward to next week. If you would like to make a suggestion, you can email me from above, or you can comment on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is that you would like to use or do use. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. Stay creative.